step along the way. It was meant to be the Mexican southpaw, a first southpaw for him, Mauricio Vera, but instead it's the dangerous Facundo Arce, who loves to throw these big booming hooks early on. Archie Sharp still has nightmares about him, dropped twice in round one of the York Hall by him in May of last year. Welland knows all about that, and a late change of opponent is always difficult, Barry.
No, it is, because especially when they're different sides, when one's a left-handed, one's right-handed, so you have to adjust the attack just a little bit. But also, when you're a top-class amateur, and when you're as naturally skillful as he is, you react anyway in the ring. You have to be able to think on your feet, so this is not a bad thing for him, for his development, for sure. And all you have to do, Dave, is just be a little bit more cautious in the start of the fight. Have a look at the opponent, just see how he reacts to some of your feints, some of your moves, and then you can work off that.
I think Tom Welland is gradually learning cautious. He's along the way anyway. Facundo Arce, by the way, has a tattoo of Mike Tyson on his, the right part of his chest, and I guess he backs that up with a number of hooks he throws. Doesn't land with all of them, certainly. There's another, but he's certainly throwing volume here, and he certainly comes to fight.
Yeah, but that might be his undoing as well. I think he has to be aggressive, but just make sure he's neat with his work, and if Welland sees a gap, he'll go for it. I mean, you all know Welland's heavy-handed, and when he lands with a shot, he commits with a follow-up attack.
Stopped 5 of his 8 opponents so far, Welland, looking for that right hand.
Lovely balance, isn't it, from Welland? Also, lovely body shot.
2 lovely body shots. Great accuracy there from Welland.
Just see he's built for power. When he sits down, you can almost see his legs engage. Just ready to spring back up. There's all the power in those muscles in the legs to push into his shots.
And he is such a thrilling prospect, but as Steve Bunce was pointing out, he is that. He is still a prospect, we should remember. But there's so much to get excited about.
And he is young, but when you turn pro young, it's one of those things. You might be young, but if you keep developing, keep winning, you have to be moved on.
A little bit of success there for Arce, but Welland comes back, doubling, trebling that jab.
Oh, not far off with that right hand there, Welland, that's good. Just sliding that front foot in between the centre of the stance there of Arce.
Missing with that left hook. They both missed with big booming hooks so far. Arce with plenty of them. That's his early trademark.
Yeah, just wrong shot selection there from Welland, that was all.
Again, he doesn't miss by much with that right hand. A bright and bubbly opening round from Welland. Always great, I think, for Tom Welland to be with us on the main channel. He wants to be headlining, that is for sure. He's still got a lot of time on his side. Right hand lands twice in the early seconds of round number 2.
Well, that's the shot that's going to do it for him. You could see that early on. He just needs to disguise it a little bit better. So he's winging it over the top, but the way Arce turns that left shoulder almost to the right-hand side and leans back on that back foot, makes it more difficult to land with that right hand. So you've got to jab up, jab down, and then slide over to your right-hand side and throw the right over the top. Just use that double jab to get your feet a little bit closer, so when you do throw it, you're literally a forearm past his head when you commit to the shot.
Off the left shoulder, and then he landed the right hand.
But he's trying to do a little shoulder roll, isn't he, Arce? And that's just making it a little bit more difficult for Welland to land.
Now Arce comes forward and landed that left hook this time. He just shoves him to the canvas. His idol is Manny Pacquiao. He said he doesn't much like the return of Pacquiao. He wishes that he'd stay retired.
That's lovely, lovely work.
Just gets himself into position so effectively, Welland. Little talking to from the referee.
And he has that ability, doesn't he, to move his feet fast when he gets to that little semicircle around the body, just to get the real quick shift of the feet to open up the body for different shots.
Misses with a wild hook there, Welland, but didn't miss with the hook to the body.
Again with the feet there, Welland, just skipping to the side.
He does this, Welland, doesn't he? He has a look, he starts to adjust, he feels out the opponent, then he starts to explode.
Just neglecting that left hand a little bit here, Welland. And that's just going to keep Arce just guessing all the time.
Utilising the jab to the body. Arce just trying to rush forward. Man from Buenos Aires, good dig to the body again from Welland. He's thrown 5 or 6 excellent left hooks to the body, and then a straight left hand from Welland. Just explodes into life at the end of round number 2. Takeda Maltesers in a fancy mirror. We move on here with Tom Welland. Round 3 of a possible 6. Slashing right hook to the body. Really good work to the body from Welland so far. But he's awkward, this Facundo Arce. Also dropped Ray Moylet, the former world-class Irish amateur, dropped him in the second round. Success early against him and against Archie Sharp. Already lost this year against Ibrahim Suleiman in Nottingham over 8, and then on points over 6 against Louis O'Doherty. We know he can be hurt, certainly.
The thing is, he can see that right hand coming, because I can see it coming from where I'm sat. And I know that's Welland's shot, and because the left hand's low, if Arce looks like that's the shot to throw, because he turns that shoulder and leans back, he's waiting for it. So you've got to... I'd leave that right hand alone for a little while, just concentrate on the jab, hooking off the jab, and left hook to the body, and then bring it into play later on. It'll be more of a disguise. Shot.
Right cross there from Welland, and then again he bangs to the body. Arce's not going anywhere, but his ambition might be his undoing.
Or another attack, rather than swing over the top of it, he swings with so much power, Welland. Hit the left arm, hit the bicep. Just wham it into the bicep. When he turns the body, hit there. Good shot. Fading with the jab there, throw the left to go to the top there, Welland.
Again, he looked for that right hand and wasn't quite there. He lands to the body and then that left hook, and they were happier with that in the Welland corner. Still know there's a threat here, though, from Arce.
Yeah, every now and again he just explodes with the combination, doesn't he?
And he does look heavy-handed. 5 knockouts on his record. You can see how he's dropped good fighters, Arce, if he catches them right. There's definitely power there.
So keep humming that jab out.
Welland is finding him awkward to hit. The high-quality work has been the work to the body pretty well so far. And you feel that Tom Welland just a little bit right-hand happy so far here, Barry.
Well, that's the punch that, that takes him home quite often. It's a really solid shot for him. But he's finding it hard to hit the target, so you either got to try and hit that right hand straight to the body when Arce turns, or wing it over the top and aim for the bicep. But I just park it up for a little while, I would. Concentrate on that jab, the left hook to the head and body, and then bring it back into play. Because he's just waiting for that shot.
There he goes to body. Referee tells him to get on with it. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he warned him for the second one. That was correct. The thing is, if you're turning your body away from the opponent, you're not giving him a target to hit.
Arce throwing a left hook of his own to the body. Welland tries to move in closer. Struggled to land too much clean so far, Welland.
Well, he's landing scoring shots, but we used to see him landing full-blooded, aren't we, and having an effect. He's just grazing the target quite often because Arce's just slipping away out the distance and riding some of these shots.
A smile on the face of Tom Welland, who certainly enjoys the game, enjoys being destructive. He'll be a little bit frustrated by this so far. Missed again with that right hand, and a bit more success to the body.
But again, though, for a young guy developing in his career, you know, dealing with that frustration, things that are always working, the things you do well, and you're not doing nothing wrong with them not working, is not a bad thing. You have to think on your feet, you have to try and adapt. And sometimes you just have to battle through it as well. There's all these things you have to learn as you're going along, so this is a good opponent for him.
Absolutely. Could end up being one of those nights you look back on and think, he was awkward and I learned plenty.
Well, he had one early in his career, didn't he? About, you know, when he realised that I can't blast everyone out there and I have to box a little bit more. There's the master shot, that right hand to the body.
Blocking most of what Arce is throwing, seeing those punches coming. Again, that punishing left to the body. Good response from Arce.
Doesn't panic under pressure, does he, Arce? And that's something Welland's not used to.
See the referee just warning Arce, just telling him to stop turning his back.
And he's right, because Arce's complaining about being hit on the back, but if you're turning your body away, I don't see what you expect.
Penultimate round of 6, by the way. Tom Welland, this sparkling prospect in the Edge Gym in Romford, in those black and yellow trunks against the awkward fighter from Marcos Paz in Buenos Aires. Late call-up for Facundo Arce. Welland certainly winning the fight, but Arce making life really difficult for the 20-year-old, who loves to come and punish opponents, has stopped his last 3. It was a good shot to the body there from Arce.
Yeah. Lovely left hook.
Welland certainly felt it. Can Arce build on it?
Every time he bent, oh, good shot.
That was the right hand he's been looking to land all night. And a left hook that time from Welland. The action finally starting to heat up here in round number 5. Blood dripping from the nose of Arce.
And that's what we've got to love about Welland. When he lands with a good shot, he lights up the acceleration in his pace and his work.
Arce again banging back. Caught Welland with a right hand there.
He's that left uppercut through the middle here. Welland, when he's in close like that, there's a gap there for him.
Welland just looking for that opening.
Just trying to force Arce. He's trying to force Arce over the front foot, isn't he? Get him a little bit off balance so he can land. The problem he has here, Welland, his whole setup is geared for him throwing the right hand, and you can see it, can't you?
And he lands to the body. Through that left hook and backs Arce up. He's a tough man though, this Facundo Arce. Normally tune in expecting fireworks from Tom Welland. There haven't been too many of those yet. See that blood gushing from the nose of Arce on the back of Welland.
Just trying to speed up his work a little bit there. Rookery from Welland's getting him home comfortable, but you have to work for it.
He's going to have to try and work for a finish here, and he doesn't want to take too many risks. When an uppercut landed there from Arce, who's still carrying danger. Welland, though, landed a good left hook in response. Couple of left hooks there from Welland, who will still want to try and stop his man here. Hasn't been a smooth outing for him so far, but he'll want to finish with a flourish if he can.
You just got to be careful there, Welland, as well. When he's leaning forward, that left elbow of Arce, if that catches him on the eye, gets a cut or something, so he's got to be a little bit smart here. I think the pace is not a bad thing, but just be a bit of a cautious with it.
He's been really busy so far in his pro career, and he'll want that to continue. Certainly doesn't want any cuts or anything like that. He's winning the fight. Can't always be spectacular. Really good learning fight for him, to this point anyway. Lovely shot, wasn't it, from Welland?
But the setup as well, the way he drawed him in there, that was really good.
I mentioned at the start of the fight that Arce has nights when he's happy to be a passive opponent and nights when he really comes to fight. It's certainly been the latter here.
He's had a problem. I mean, he's been well aware of the danger of Welland, so he's made sure he stays out of trouble, but he's fired back when he's been able to in spurts.
He's landed a few shots that have got Tom Welland's interest without troubling him.
I think if he was more aggressive, it suits Welland, actually. Just struggled with that little shoulder roll, a little shoulder turn, hasn't he, Welland? Taking away his best punch, his biggest punch, his most effective shot, which is his right hand.
Backing Arce up here, final 30 seconds of the fight. Don't forget, Josh Kelly against Flavius Beer to come, then Cyrus Pattinson live with us on Channel 5 in what looks like a really good fight. And it will be one that the home fans will certainly welcome.
Nice little sneaky uppercut there from Arce.
Well, Tom Welland's last three opponents did not hear the final bell. Facundo Arce just about is going to. Oh, and he...
Still undefeated, atomic